Hello, welcome in. I am Laura Mester of Laura's Stamping Legacy Studio, and I am playing with my technology as we get started with our live, as most people do. I do believe it's working, so I will press on. So that's who I am. I'm Laura Mester. As you come in, please give a little comment, say who you are and where you are, if you want. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and share this so other people can watch and have fun too. Because I think we have fun. And we learn stuff by sharing with each other and creating. Oh, somebody's watching. Hello. I'm glad you've come on to watch. We are doing a Makers Monday Live tonight. I do them about once a month. Sometimes it's just informational. Sometimes I'm doing a demonstration, and tonight I am doing a demonstration. But as we're coming in, just give me a hello. Tell me you're there and you're watching, and share this with your friends. I'm hoping this is our last day of heat. And I believe we all need to, at least in my area, we need to do a rain dance. It's very dry. We haven't had rain. I think I heard today on the news that we haven't had measurable rain since August 26th. So I'm losing leaves on my trees sooner than I want to. And I was out watering today. Anybody else out watering? Let's see if I can get comments to come up on my iPad here. Sometimes that works. It should be working soon. But we are going to do a demonstration tonight. That is on the docket of things we're going to get to. We're going to demonstrate a fun fold for our next challenge card. And it's an easy fun fold. It's one that I cased from Jackie Bolhuis. It was a demonstrator that I've used before. So I'm sure you've heard me speak of her. And in case you want to know, what is a challenge card? Well, that's something I started doing, and the ladies that follow me and craft me seem to like that. And I'll show a design for a card, and I'll give a set amount of time to complete it. And basically, you're just following the design of the card. You can do it any way you want as far as the final decorating tips. But you have a set amount of time to complete it, and then you have to share a photo in our group. There's a coordinating group to this page of mine. If you're not in that group, just ask me, message me, and I'll get you added in, and we share a photo. And for everyone that completes it and shares their photo, out of that group of people, I'll draw a little prize to say thank you for participating. And anyone who does participate gets a mini product share. Just a small little amount of stuff you can use to make one card and to show you some of the new products or the different products that we have. So that's what a challenge card is. So and then tonight's challenge card, actually, I'm going to be making a template. And we've done some templates before, and I encourage you to do templates. When you do templates, then you have, I have a little box, and I've just simply labeled it templates. And in there are different templates that we've done over the time that we've been crafting together. So sometimes if I'm like, I need a quick card, oh, I don't want to go look. If I go look down the rabbit hole of internet, I will be stuck forever. I just need to make a card now. So then I might just pull out one of these and follow my own template. And it's, if you have your own set of templates, you can do the same thing. So I'll show you some examples, and we will make the template tonight. So anyway, I'm glad you're watching, whoever you are. At least I'm not alone on here. You're never alone on the internet, right? I have some hot news, things that everybody needs to know. First of all, the host code that's currently running will close on Wednesday the 13th. So if there's anything you want or need, or if you want to get in on this host code, go ahead and make sure that you get your order in by the 13th and use the current host code. I do have that listed on my page and in my group. This is the current host code right now, QYJR3JGR913. Hi, Sylvia. I'm glad somebody's watching. Share me with your wall so more people start watching. I'm up to the hot news part of our live tonight. And the host code closes on the 13th, and there'll be a drawing on the 15th. So for those of you that don't know, when I run my host codes and they reach workshop status, if you have an order of at least $25 before tax and shipping, you earn a chance to win the stamping rewards that go along with the workshop. So that's the first bit of hot news. The second bit of hot news is I am hosting an in-person workshop. That's going to be September 30th from 12:30 to 2:30. We always do 2 projects. I know one of those will be some sort of easel calendar. So I haven't figured it out yet, but there'll be an easel calendar project. I do that annually, and I usually do it in the fall. So that's one of the projects. And it's always fun. We just meet at the house here, at my house, and gather around my table and work on the projects. So it doesn't take long, and it's lots of fun, and it's a great time to communicate and look at different things. I have ordered some of the DSP that you may not have seen in person. It's always nice to see things in person. Excuse me. A little tickle tonight. So that's the second item. Let's see. So, and the next item, the last hot item that I want you to tell you about, hot news, is that right now we did have that new catalog come out. That would be the new mini catalog, the fall catalog. It just started on September 6th, but there are items in here that are just flying off the shelf. So if there's things you know you want for the holidays, don't wait to get your orders in. Get them in without delay. And if there's something you were thinking of getting and you're wondering about the inventory status, shoot me a message and I can fill you in on if something says it's out, when it's expected back in. Most of the things that I see out are expected back in either later in September or the beginning of October. So it's a limited number of items, but some people were excited for them. So, and I'm sorry for that. We all kind of, us crafters seem to like the same things at the same time of year. So that shouldn't be surprising, I guess. So moving right along, I think I've handled all those. We are going to go ahead and get to our demonstration. Tonight's demonstration is a fun fold, as I mentioned before, and I have examples and the product to show you. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and turn down? As I do that, I'll circle back to my original question I asked everybody. I know I said that it's still hot here, but I think other parts of the area of the country have cooled down. We have been without rain for a long time. So I'm curious to know if you've been without rain too, or if you've been getting soaked. We have not had rain since the 26th. So I'm hoping for rain tomorrow, but we'll see. Hang tight, everybody. I'm going to turn us down and we will get to the demonstration. Sorry for the movement. There's no way to do this without a little wiggle. Sometimes people experience a blip in the video at this point. If that happens to you, simply back out and back in, and it should correct itself. So, all right, let's get in here. Maybe I'll get a little closer. If I can do it without dropping the phone. We're usually a good way up there, and I apologize for that, lady. It's just, ladies, it's just my setup. That might help a little bit. There we go. Much better. Let's stop the glare there if we can. I'll probably just make a different glare. Well, it's not too bad. Alrighty then. Everything's too shiny. Why is that? Let's try this. Some flat paper that isn't shiny. It's orange, but it's not shiny. Ah, perfect. All right, we talked about the host code. We'll get that out of the way. This is our, I have examples of it. So let's get to those first. This is an example with retired items. So let's do this so that we can look at it better. And this is something with current product. So those of you that follow my page or my group may have seen some of these pictures already. But this right here, this is the fun fold. So it's folded in half on the front, and then there's a mechanism that you pull out and back and that you can decorate. So it's really easy. It's not hard. These are all retired products. I forget which, this is, I think this is Every Occasion, I think it's called. It's a big paper pack. What is the name of this one? It was in the catalog a while ago, so that one's retired. Oh, it's called Celebrate Everything. I think Mary White has this one. I'm not sure if anyone else got this set. I actually hand colored in with pumpkin pie, the pumpkins. And I know quite a few people have the retired Word Wishes dies. And I believe the sentiments on the inside were from a paper pumpkin. Yes, they were from the 2020 paper pumpkin for fall Halloween. So, and I was trying to highlight so I could show you the glow-in-the-dark paper. I won't be able to show you here online. I tried to do it before. But the Happy Halloween and the little pumpkins in the side are both in the glow-in-the-dark paper. And that's really hard to see on camera unless you're taking a still photo. But believe me, it's really bright. It really does glow in the dark. It has a slight greenish tint to it when it glows. That, unfortunately, the glow in the dark I was trying to highlight is one of the things right now that is back ordered or not available to order. It came in little bitty embellishments of ghosts and bats, pre-cut, or you could just get the paper and cut out whatever you wanted and make it glow. And right there you can see a representation of the glowing. But actually the little bats and the little ghosts will be back in stock on 9/25, and the paper will be back on October 2nd. So that's not too long to wait. And honestly, I buy some things towards the end of the season so I can use them next year too. And this will be one thing that once it comes back in, I'll be buying more of. Because I can see all kinds of uses, just not Halloween. You can make a beautiful moon card, or we have the set in the annual catalog that's the planets. So planets can glow as well. It would just be fun for lots of things. So that was one of the cards. The other card, I used the Brood for You dies and stamps. And I know some of you have, I know, Sharon, I know you have this set. And I paired it with the Earth and Elegance paper. And that's the paper, this is the one sheet I pulled out to go with it that I'm talking about, this from the Earth and Elegance. To me, when I saw this, it looks just like the foam on the top of a beer. So this is another same fun fold. And then I just decorated it with the pints of beer. And it has these little bitty, I used the puff paint again to make this foam on top, because that kind of plays off that paper really well. And somewhere in one of my lives, I have a video that shows, I'm not sure if I can get it to glare here or not, but shows how to make the shiny effect on those beer glasses there. You take packing tape and put it on before you die cut it. So that's another one of the little elements in here. And there is a live where I did demonstrate that. Someone else has come in. Hello, who's here? Oh, I'm not keeping up with comments. Oh, it's below 70 where you are. Oh my goodness, that sounds cool to me. And you're having rain. You're so lucky. All right, so this is, let's get on. I'll show you how to make this. I will show you how to make a template. You can create whatever you want as far as the additional little, what the design or what stamps you want to use or how you want to embellish. You can decide what you want to do with the challenge card when it comes to that. But the base template of how the card mechanism works is something that's the challenge that you need to do. So I will post a photo both in the comments of this video later and in the comments on my page and in my group of the dimensions for this card. So don't worry. You don't have to worry about seeing them and getting them. I will post them later. You'll need some one piece of cardstock. This is really easy. And you'll need DSP. So this is just a template, so bear that in mind. And I will leave the rating on there, so when I look at it later, I'll have my dimensions right there on my template. So you'll need one piece of template, of designer series paper, 5 1/4 by 4. You'll need another piece, actually 2 pieces, that are 2 1/2 by 4. You'll need little pieces of designer series paper that are 1 inch by 5 1/4, 1 inch by 2 1/2, and 1 inch by 2 1/2. That's all the DSP you need. Now, when it comes to all your little embellishments or your sentiments, you'll have to figure that out for yourself. Hello, welcome in, everybody. And this is your card base. This is the only other bit you'll need. So, and this is a sheet that's 5 1/2 by 11. We're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Then we're going to cut 1 1/4 off of it. So let's get started with that. I do want to show you the cut, and then I'll adhere these, and that's all we'll need to do. So you get your paper trimmer. And we're going to score first. Score first, then cut on this one. So the first score is at 2 3/4. You want to make sure you do these the right measurements, because it's dependent on those measurements being correct as they fold, doing the right thing. Make sure you got your scoring blade. 2 3/4. And then you want 5 1/2. It's hard to see when you're on. There we go. That should work. 5 1/2. All right. The next thing you do, so we got our 2 scores, is you want to cut this, and you want to cut 1 1/4 off. I'm going to use the opposite side of my cutting board because it goes to 1 1/2 over there. So I put it at 1 1/4. Sometimes those long cuts are tricky, so make sure you get it measured right. Oh, that was the scoring blade, which is good because we're cutting this time. So now you've got your 2 pieces. Get your bone folder, or if you just fold it and crease it well. So if you remember how the card works, the large part was in the back and the front was a little fold like this. So it's like my things will show through. Those won't show through once I cover it. So then you need to fold this way. And you need to fold back the other way. Okay. So, and then this way. Wonder where everyone is tonight. Maybe they're all watching Monday Night Football. Anybody out there football fans? I'm actually sort of much more of an ardent baseball fan, in case you didn't notice. I do have baseball earrings on today. Although I've always been, somehow, I understand football, because I was a cheerleader and I played marching band for years. And I was on the sidelines with my son's marching band. Maybe I'm just footballed out. I don't know. Maybe it's because our local NFL team is sometimes called the Bungles instead of the Bengals. But just not my thing, I guess. Not as far as watching on TV, but it's been a big deal in the news. So I folded that. Did you see what I did there? And then I'm putting the DSP on. So I just grabbed some snail. For the DSP, you can use whatever your favorite adhesive is. It doesn't have to be extremely tight. When we come to the mechanism part, you're going to need something firmer than runner adhesive. Just line these up and get them on there. I want to make sure my numbers are right up. Like I said, you're like, what is she making? I'm making a template. So it's okay that it has the dimensions on it. And I won't have to go looking for them. And the back dimension for this one is right there. This was the other piece we cut off, so grab that next. And then you're going to need this. This is different. This is the opposite of this. So if you remember our card, this long part was across the front. So it moved the beers over. And then the sentiment said another round, and there's your other round. You'll just have to be careful when you're decorating to try to keep them from being layered too much on top of each other. That'll be considered if you decorate that way. You could make a much more simple card where you have this a little lower, and you might just put a sentiment across there. And you could open it, and you could have a sentiment or a piece of white hiding in there that you put a sentiment on. So it just depends on what you want to do. I'll be really anxious to see all kinds of things that people make with this. So we need the longer part to be on the front like that. So fold it back this way and then back on itself again. One more time, and make sure when you do that it lines up, okay? So when you put this down on your paper, the long piece will be on top. There's your long one. And then, so I folded it back and I folded it again. And so this will be over here like this. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and adhere your designer series paper. So you want to, I'm going to use glue for this because it's just littler. It'll be easier for me. But remember, you're going to cut, score, adhere paper, and then score and adhere paper. And then you're going to put this, you're going to adhere this onto your other. Now, if you were going to put sentiments onto this bit of paper, you would want to do that before. I guess you could do it after, but you could stamp this before you put it down. So, but the main thing is the dimensions and how you glue the mechanism on. But honestly, this one is a simple and easy one, and it kind of is a neat effect. This is retired paper. This is actually, oh, I'm going to stretch my memory. I got to remember what color that is. I think it's terracotta tile from some In Colors when I first started as a demonstrator. All right, so that'll fold up like this. Okay, so here we go. This is the last bit I have to show you. Hang in there. You've hung in this long. Oh, we got more people watching. Hello, welcome in. You're going to need, for this, you don't want to use the regular runner adhesive. You're going to want to use either glue or maybe tear and tape because you want this to be more permanent. So we're adhering the fold mechanism onto the front of the card. So take on the longer stretch, you're going to put glue on this part. So not the folded up part, the other part. Or if you're using tear and tape, you put your tear and tape here. Or Shirley, when you do this, I know you're going to use the double-sided tape you like. Some of us just have our favorite adhesives, and there's no getting away from that. This can go anywhere on this part of this can go anywhere up and down, depending on how you arrange your card. If you look on this one, you see I have it a little higher up so I could display this paper better, and then I could arrange where the pints went better. If I could find the Halloween card, which for some reason it's gone missing on me, but I'll post a picture of it later. I don't know how things disappear like that, girls. We just looked at it. The Halloween card has lower, like this does. So, and because I wanted to display the DSP on the top part. Flip this over. It takes a minute for the glue to dry, so that's one reason I rambled on. So, although I do ramble. On this side, open that like that. So now you want this to be adhered to over here. So put your glue or your tear and tape here, and just bring the whole piece over carefully line it up. Now, usually the colors will hide anything. The only thing I would check for is if your end goes over. If your end goes over, you're a crafter. You have the way to fix anything, right? So give that a minute to stick down real good. We'll check back here. It's showing a little bit. Not too bad. If it bothers you, you can just take your scissors, your snips, and snip that right off, and then it won't bother you anymore. All right. So this is your template for your easy fun fold. So we're going to run this challenge until, when did I say? The 29th. So you've got from now until September 29th to make one of these easy fun fold cards. Just takes a minute to think of your items and to think what you want to do with it. But I knew, and look what I did with this too. Sometimes there's an easy way to dress up your envelope is to take the designer series paper and just glue it to the flap. So I knew that I wanted to do this card when I saw this new paper come out, because it just matches perfectly. But you've got items. Think about your stash. Think about how you want to decorate this new fun fold. And I will post the dimensions for this. Hold on, I'm going to turn this up. I got a few more things to share with you about what's coming next. And I want to see if there's any questions. I'll answer any questions. Oh, hi, Mary. I'm glad you came in. So glad to see you. And thank you again for your help today. Hold tight, everybody. Here we go. That wasn't too bad. Good to see everybody. There's some new little lines on my phone. I did an update, so I'm not sure what it thinks, but we're not going to pay attention to that. I don't know if you saw, Mary. That was the next challenge card. I'll post the dimensions for it. It's a fun fold. You could probably just look at it and figure it out, because I know how you are. But I will post these dimensions later. And using that template and those dimensions, you can find your own things that you want to use to decorate. This is the one that I came up with, and somewhere there's a Halloween one hiding. Unless I dropped it on the ground. I don't know where it went to, but it was here somewhere. I bet you it's underneath. Yes, there it is. Underneath the paper cutter. Whoever said that, thank you. I know someone said it. Here's the little Halloween one. So, and on this one, if you noticed, I did have the strip across the bottom much lower. So you can decide. I also had an idea in my head that I would move the strip all the way up, and I would put one of the owls on it, and I'd make the owl fly across from here to over there. So many ideas, so little time, right? Isn't that what our craft rooms are all about? We're full of ideas. So while I've still got you, the quick new things that's coming next, there are new papers coming. They're there now, and they're in the online exclusive section. And several different beautiful patterns are, little swatches of them there. I think the one I'm most excited for is that there's a silver and a gold glitter. And you're like, well, Laura, we've had silver and gold glitter, and we have. But these are already adhesive backed. So you could cut out a saying like Happy Halloween, and the adhesive is already there. So you wouldn't have to run to the sink to wash the little bits of glue off your fingers before you're live, because you're sticking to everything. It would already be pre-stuck. So that's why I'm excited to get those two glitter papers, glimmer papers, shimmer papers, whatever you want to call them. But it's gold and silver glitter. And then there's a lot of nice patterns. So this is brand new this month. The other next new thing coming up before we go away is today's the 11th, of course, and they just announced the new paper pumpkin. So, of course, the next paper pumpkin, we always have ones that are holiday themed, and this is a Christmas themed one that they've come out with. And I do believe that the cards are shaped like little houses. which I thought of you when I saw that, Mary, because I know you like to do your houses. And, excuse me, apparently this kit also comes with a bottle of glitter glue. Yes, it does. 1 glitter glue. So that's something different. I don't know if they've ever done that before. Not that we don't have glitter glues, but we could always use more. So that's the next paper pumpkin. So that's all I got for tonight. Remember, the host code closes on the 13th. There'll be I'll do a quick little drawing on the 15th for the rewards for that one to see who the winner would be. And the next paper pumpkin, we talked about that. The challenge card will close on the 29th. And I will draw the prize winner for that during my workshop on the 30th. You don't have to be here if you're the prize person for the challenge card. But I just thought we would do that together since we were going to be together. And remember to RSVP for the workshop. I have several people already interested in coming, but I still have some seats. And I want to make sure if you want to be here that I have a seat for you. So that's it. Thank you, everybody, for watching and tuning in and for supporting me. Let's hope for some rain soon in our area, right, girls? And everybody take care until I see you again. Good night. Good night, Sylvia. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to send you a quick little message about something in a minute, Sylvia. Bye-bye, everyone. I'll see you next time. Like I said, I do these about once a month. So look for me again next month for a wonderful, fun live together. Good night.